Welcome back to the channel, guys. Part 2, put nitrous in the Corvette. Alright, so second part of installing nitrous in the Corvette. Got the bottle pretty much where it's going to go. I know I had that before. I got the bottle heater pretty much hooked up. For the most part, I wired it in. The only thing I'm waiting is, for some reason, I think I'm an idiot and ordered the wrong one, but the quick fitting for the back for the bottle heater is a 6AN. Mine's a 4AN, the same size as the LS fuel rail fitting. So that should be here tomorrow, and then I can put the heater in and run the wiring. But what I'm just going to do is this wire here runs up to the top of the bottle heater here, and then one wire runs back into the arming switch. So I'm just going to kind of guesstimate the general area where the wiring would go, and just leave it a little long and wire loom it back up and clean it up. But pretty much ready to go for the most part. I got to hook up the one wire to the bottle heater and then one wire to the relay and run that all back down here with the nitrous line. I tuck the power wires in with the main harness as well, for the most part, underneath the interior. And the last thing I have to do for this is the arm switch for the bottle heater, which is going to be that center prong right there. Hook that up, run a wire around here, boom, boom, up to the heater. Heater will be all done. Last thing to do up front here is to hook up the power wire to the relay to the bottle heater. I'm going to do the same thing as this one. I'm going to do an inline fuse. The only thing is two of these together aren't big enough for this style loop, so I got some skinnier style ones so I can double it up so it fits in the battery compartment. Other than that, hook up the purge line, and that's it. She's ready to rock and roll. Correction, I do need to wire in the window switch in there to the computer, which will be my next thing. I gotta pull the wheel off, pull the bottom compartment out to get to the PCM. All right, so I did shoot this video in two separate parts. I ended up getting these two spliced together. I found a big enough loop, and then I just heat shrunk it myself. Two 40-amp fuses in line. One is for the actual nitrous system, and one is for the bottle heater. Purge valve is in place, in line, I should say. I ended up just using regular brake line. They only gave me like a 6-inch piece, and then I was going to run flexible hose, and it looked like crap. So what I did is right here underneath the gasket, there's a little lip that this goes down. I just cut it a little bit, and I just took a drill bit and went down the size of that. Right in. It does miss the hood, so I had to bend it a little bit there, but otherwise, that's all set. Another thing that I did do is I ended up switching the relay on this to the relay. I used to have it grounded to where the window switch and RPM switch the ground to that would come to here, and then this would ground over here to the body, and I swapped that. So each of these go to one of the wires on the relay, and then I actually grounded the window switch to a ground in the car. That was basically so when the window switch would see low fuel pressure, it would just shut the whole box off, and it would take a second to reboot when fuel pressure came back up. So I grounded it so that always has power, but the fuel pressure switch will still kill the nitrous system. That way there's no delay in the box coming back on or turning off. For the throttle position sensor, I was going to originally pull from the computer, but I ended up using the throttle body. It's a dark blue wire, so I just spliced into that and soldered that solid and put it back together. And then for the RPM signal, I had to take the computer red pin out. It's pin number 10. That's your tax signal. The interior is all back together. Everything's hidden. You can't even tell it's in there. Pretty excited about that. The heater actually came out pretty good. I left myself some slack in the wire loom for the heater and for the bottle heater sensor as well. That way when I move the line over and or take the heater off, I can place it on the side while I'm changing the bottle. Because my luck, if I left it short, it would get tangled and I ended up ripping something out. I tried to be obviously very sneaky with this. I did have these wires backwards. I learned that the gold wire, the top one, if you're looking at it, there's 1, 2, 3 little clips on the back. The top one's actually the ground. The middle one is your source of power, and the bottom one is what it's going to be going out to. So I had it wired wrong. I fixed it. Now it has all power, and it arms itself and turns on like it should. Turn a key on. I actually left that on. So the nitrous system is armed. And like I said, the window switch does open up and work properly. I had to set it to the 4-cylinder setting to be able to read RPMs correctly, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward setting it up. There's videos on YouTube or on Nitrous Express's website. So I have it set right now for 3,000 to 6,100 RPMs and full throttle, 90% and up. It's pretty cool. So right now, it'll say throttle position. I'll give it some gas. You can see it go with the signal from the throttle body. Pretty cool. Obviously the RPMs, if I fire the car up, will match. 900, 1,000. They're right on par with attack. Pretty cool. The only thing that I have left is I have to put the blowdown tube on the bottle for NHRA specs at the drag track, because it's technically in the same cabin as this. I haven't done that yet. I might try to do something other than the hard line to try to get some sort of bulkhead with a flex line, because I really just don't want to drill a huge hole in the floor. Otherwise, going to SMG on Saturday to get the car tuned, and I'll make a video for that too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time. All right, so moment of truth here. The bottle's on. I don't hear any leaks. Key's on. Nitrous is armed. Let's see if the purge works. Yeah, buddy.